what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. I'm here at the New York Auto Show 2024 edition. Of course, walking around, we had to spend time at the Porsche booth because as you can see, there's a lot of excitement. And one of the reasons is this vehicle right here. What the heck is it? It's the very first all-new 2025 Porsche Macan EV. But before we get into this smaller size crossover SUV that is now electrified, let's talk about what's going on here. Porsche, that iconic German brand. So many great models, especially the mighty 911. It's like if you're in an emergency at a racetrack and you want a Porsche, you dial 911. But guess what? It's vehicles like the Macan that have actually saved Porsche from having financial problems. Once upon a time, things weren't well when it came to the overall bottom line. They came out with the Porsche Boxster many years ago. That was one of the steps. Then the Cayenne, and now this Macan. But new for 2025, we're seeing the electrified side of things happening. Now, in this crossover SUV segment of electrified vehicles, there's a lot of competition when it comes to luxury and performance, but I think Porsche, with their history with the Taycan, is gonna bring a lot of that magic to the Macan. So let's go ahead, let's dive into this all-new 2025 Macan and see, is it the best new performance luxury crossover SUV you should be buying? Let's go ahead and find out. Right off the bat, the shape. It's interesting because it looks familiar, but the more you look at the details, you start to notice some of those things that are different from your ICE compared Macan. At the front of the business, love the way they do that unique headlight design. Very similar to what you find on the Taycan. You're gonna have your LED daytime running lamps, your LED headlights, very similar to what is on the mighty Porsche 963 GTP race car. As we work our way down, you see the body lines coming into the front end. What makes the Macan different as an EV compared to the ICE version is you'll notice we have our projector beam LED headlights in this lower quadrant. Little bit of gloss black, but the good news is you have functional corner air curtains, because one of the things when it comes to EVs, it's not just about having a big battery. That will get you range, but that adds a lot of weight and other complexities. We also want to manage airflow, and one of the things that Porsche does very well is going to be that airflow. Now, as you come across the front, very familiar shape without going too outside the box, but we got to keep the drag coefficient numbers very low. Now, what's crazy is you have this ginormous lower grille intake area, fully functional, flat black with a large lower gloss black splitter. Now the whole point of this is to stop air from going underneath this Macan and to get air in these openings, because we do have a lithium ion liquid cooled battery pack. Now as we rise up, the familiar lines, not only of a Macan, but also a little bit Taycan in there as well. Love the way they're doing the Porsche crest, that mighty badge from Stuttgart, Germany. Really crisp body lines, and then the nice simple flow into the fenders. Now as we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. So on this particular Macan Turbo, you're gonna notice machine aluminum wheels with a little bit of aero built into the wheel itself. I'm glad they didn't seal off the whole wheel like some of the other brands do, but nice, simple, clean design. You'll see our usual massive Brembo brakes, large 6-piston calipers. And then if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of this wheel? This is a 22-inch wheel, 255 on the width, 35 series sidewall, and this particular Macan has dual motors. So you're gonna have a motor up front, motor out back to give you the all-wheel drive. You're looking at over 630 horsepower out of this Macan. That's gonna give you some very fast 0 to 60 times, around 3.5 seconds, 0 to 60. Now, fender openings, you'll notice that there's a little bit of a flared look to it, but it's gloss black all the way around. I like the way it flares out for aerodynamic efficiency, but also style. We come down the side, and you're gonna notice that we have that classic script with the word electric there on the fenders, color matched on the mirror caps. You do get 360-degree cameras, and I like the way there's no roof rails. Super clean, super aero, because like I said, drag coefficient numbers are very low on Porsche's first electrified Macan. On the lower portion, just a little bit of gloss black. I'm digging the indentations to give it some extra nice style. color matched on the door handles. And with the dual motors, you're gonna get that power getting to the ground both at the front of the vehicle and the back to give you all grip and no slip. Now, when we come around the rear, really like how they finished off this Macan, especially with coming off the roof line into the rear glass. No exposed wiper or anything like that. This thing is so aerodynamically correct that raindrops are just gonna drift off the back glass of this vehicle. Just like up front, love the way Porsche's doing all their LED lighting, the way they flared out that rear lower bumper area. You got the Porsche name nicely prominently displayed. Of course, this being a Macan Turbo, and then working our way all the way down to ground level. A little bit of color match, but look at the way they worked the rear bumper diffuser area. Like I said, not only channeling air around the vehicle, but channeling air under the vehicle. But why don't we go ahead, let's get inside this all-new Macan and see what they're bringing. All right, guys, we're inside this 2025 Porsche Macan Turbo. Now, obviously, the Turbo is gonna be the highest trim so far for the launch of the Macan EV. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, why are there people rubbing their hands on the vehicle? That's what Porsche does. They want the car to have no fingerprints so that I could bring it to you without everybody's grubs being, all their hands being all over this thing. Now, when you think about what Porsche is bringing, performance-wise, 630 horsepower, you're looking at a 98 kilowatt hour battery pack, 10 to 80% of charge in just about 15 minutes. So DC fast charging capability and a range of around 300 miles. Price, no official pricing yet, but stay tuned. We're gonna bring it to you. But let's see what else you have in this Porsche Macan EV. To the door panels. Of course, you're getting that familiar classic Porsche design. Super nice stitching up top, real carbon fiber. You got 3 memory seat settings, more leather on the center armrest with the contrast stitching, and then a door pocket that's a good enough size for a calzone and a stromboli from Joey's Pizza on 4th Street. You have your premium sound system with the aluminum speaker grille covers, and then going from the door panel to the dash, the technology. 10.25-inch full touchscreen capability. There we are in Manhattan. Very nice to see. Slide all the way in. Your standard infotainment system is 10.25 inches. You could go into your charging, bring up all that different information. We have the Sport Chrono Pack. And then you'll notice how we have our gear selector mounted nice and high. It does have the 2-speed gearbox. Very rare in an EV to have something like that. Love the clean AC vents. Open up the door, wireless charging, toggle switches for your AC climate control. This all lights up. I can't turn it on right now at the auto show. And then you have a nice storage place down here for, I would say, a couple New York red apples, a purse, a merce, a sack, a satchel, 2 cup holders, crap handles, because like I said, 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds. Leather on the armrest, flip it up. You have enough room in here for a small statue, porcelain statue of the Statue of Liberty. Remember how you got that Statue of Liberty that your grandmother got you when you visited her 10 years ago? You could put it in there, and then the leather. The Porsche crest embossed, the Turbo name. Whoops, sorry, Turbo name. Get my hand out of there, my grubby hands. Of course, we got nice bolstering, full electric assist for the passenger, full electric assist for the driver, race text material all over the top, and a panoramic sunroof. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you the wheel in this new Macan. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. Guess what? It's not who you know, it's, well, actually it is who you know. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And guess what? We know the right people to get us the keys, so I could show you some of the specialness of this vehicle. First of all, you have ambient lighting, nicely put in the door, 64 different colors with your memory seat settings. And then on the bottom portion, you have the Macan Turbo script with the optional carbon fiber sill plates, nice pedal box, aluminum brake pedal, throttle, and then you have your seat controls for your 18-way adjustable seats. Move them 20 different, well, actually 18 different ways from Sunday, not 24. Seats are comfy. I'm 6 feet tall, lots of room in here, and guess what? I can now show you, because we have the keys, we have 3 stages of ventilated seats, 3 stages of heated seats. Here's your dual climate control, volume knob, And we have the ambient lighting inside the cup holders. Very, very nicely done. Ooh, I'm getting cooled off. Steering wheel, the leather, the stitching. Look at the beautiful Porsche crest, the silver. You have your different drive modes. And when you go into your different modes, the ambient lighting changes. Very, very cool to see all that. And then this is a power tilting and telescoping wheel. And you have your full digital display with all the familiar gauges and readouts. Looks just like you would expect from a Porsche. And the power on button on the left side of the steering wheel, where Porsche always puts their ignition keys on their ICE engine Porsches. But let's get to the back seat and see how much room there is in this Macan EV. All right, guys, here we are, back seat time. And just like the front seat, the front doors, you do have the ambient lighting with that green lighting in the middle there. Working our way in. Look at how low the floor is. That's because this is a battery electric vehicle, gives you more leg space. I have to zonk these cargo nets. Not my favorite. You can't put a knife or a dagger or a sword in here, so really not my favorite. But I do like the way you have your dual climate control, just like up front. And you do have 3 stages of heated seats. My zonk is no ventilated seats on a Porsche Macan Turbo. Come on. 2 USB-Cs though. Seats feel fantastic. They have a nice little bit of a curve to kind of hold you in place. And then pulling down the center armrest, just enough room for an arm, plus 2 large drinks from 7-Eleven, your super big gulps. But why don't we go ahead, let's get our cargo area and see what we could stuff inside this Macan. All right, guys, cargo area time, real simple. You're gonna hit the button, nice electric assist. And with this being an electrified vehicle, you are gonna maximize, of course, your passenger and cargo volume. Love the way you have your cargo nets on both sides, easily fit a box of Twinkies. And then, of course, the rear seats will fold down to give you even more maximum space. But what's nice is that they did it very smart to where you actually have the handles that you could pull that allows the seats to fold down very easily, like having that instant access to fold down the seats. And then to close the cargo area, real simple, nice electric assist. But let me know what you think. This is Porsche's new foray into the electrified crossover SUV segment with their first ever Macan EV. Is this the one to buy? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raity's Rides family. Of course, we need to give it up. LG Raiti working that camera like a champ. Show us some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.